Good morning, everyone, and what a stupendous morning this is. President Wylie, trustees, faculty, special honored guests, and families. Our deepest congratulations to the almost 900 brand new alumni. If you had one of the big budget speakers, you might be here quite a while for this particular portion of the agenda, but you'll be pleased to know that President Wylie determined that we should be no more than 10 minutes from this point on between us. That should be just about right. Dr. Wylie, by the way, will soon begin his 30th full year as president of Endicott College, and his 50th as a college administrator. That's some record. You have all been part of one of the most enterprising and successful colleges in New England during its finest years, at least to date. Endicott College has challenged all of you. It has changed you all as well. Like a nourishing mother, Endicott is your alma mater for a lifetime to come. Many of you will go on to graduate schools locally, some of you far away, and others we hope will return as academics right here to Beverly at Endicott College. Many others have decided that they do not want to go to graduate school. I made that decision, but not until after I was rejected at Harvard Business School. Eventually, most all of you will be part of the workforce. Some of you, I suspect, on Monday morning. When you begin your first real job, remember to treat that as a very special thing and treat it with respect. It's the only one you'll ever have as a first job. My first job was as a salesperson selling Vicks Vapor Rub. I had the special opportunity, starting about 3 days after my graduation, to go on the road. I was on the road for 6 straight months, every day, including every weekend, all over the country. My salary, $280 a month, plus expenses, but what a time I had, and I learned so much. For any Jack Kerouac readers here, from way back when, I suspect mostly, my Vicks job was exactly the same job that Kerouac had 3 years before he wrote the book, On the Road. Some of you, I'm sure, would remember that. My next job was 3 years up the street here at Gorton's of Gloucester. It wasn't too long after that I did find my chosen career in commercial real estate. Along with working hard and building some financial base, graduates, remember that we must all take chances. Don't be afraid of taking smart chances. They're usually going to be necessary to get you wherever you want to go. You're coming into your real adult world at a very difficult time. Political discourse is spewing more and more hateful, anti-immigrant, anti-Hispanic, anti-gay, and other derisive talk all over the country. That talk spreads fear and it spreads distrust. Some liken it to a plague, indeed the same plague that spread through Nazi Germany in the 1930s. Never forget, my friends, never forget that when prejudice and intolerance are tolerated, they are as well condoned and encouraged. When prejudice and intolerance are tolerated, they are as well condoned and encouraged. Try to be the force that helps to build bridges, especially for our marginalized friends and neighbors. So much more than bridges over rivers and highways. These can be bridges of love, bridges of hope, bridges of understanding. Hopefully they will always be bridges of opportunity as well. Let bridges such as these take us all where we otherwise could not go. Cherish your values, graduates, all of the things that make you who and what you are. So important. But be ready also to learn from this new world around you and be open to new ideas. Cherish your friends, too, and cherish your relationship with your alma mater. Both will become ever more precious as the decades do begin to pass by. Set your goals high, class of 2016, and then just make them happen. Joyce?
So, while Bill was busy building businesses and making money, my goal was to get through each day with 4 children, and my job was to spend the money. Don't get me wrong, we didn't have much when we married, and most of it went to the necessities as Bill put the profits back into the business. His take-home pay at that time was $25 a week. We've joked over the years that he married me for my money because I had the worldly sum of $2,000 in the bank. But we didn't care. We both learned at an early age how to be frugal, and our parents emphasized the importance of savings. Soon enough, business was booming, and we could afford a few luxuries. But to this day, we are still pretty frugal in many ways. We always fly coach class. That is, until this coming August, when Bill announced we should fly business class on our way to Venice to celebrate our 50th wedding anniversary. He decided that after 50 years of living with him, I deserved an upgrade. As the years passed, Cummings Properties prospered, and in 1986, Cummings Foundation was formed. It has grown substantially and is now one of the several largest private foundations in New England. Bill and I have often been asked why we became so deeply involved with philosophy, with philanthropy. I knew I was going to do that. I did that at home. I even circled it in red, and I still said how we got involved with philanthropy. Although it sounds rather Pollyannish to say, Bill and I were both active in church youth groups, and he was a Boy Scout and I was a Girl Scout. These activities were integral parts of our formative years. As I said before, our parents were very frugal and supportive in their communities. So simply put, it was how we were raised, and we chose to continue living that way as adults. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, president of Liberia, is the world's first elected black female president. She said, "The size of your dreams must always exceed your current capacity to achieve them. If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough." Well, we've had some dreams, and I don't think they actually scared us. They did at the time exceed our capacity to achieve them. But another saying I like is, you can't walk on water if you don't get out of the boat. So we got out of the boat and have managed to achieve a great deal. I read about the symbolism in the Endicott seal. Circles symbolize unity and commonality. A sailing vessel, quill, book, and map all signify that Endicott welcomes students from all corners of the globe and spreads knowledge throughout the world. A lion signifying the leader in life, and lines that symbolize a badge of honor complete the seal. You students are the future leaders of the world. You need to be welcoming to all parts of the world, and remember that badge of honor. Get out of the boat, dream big dreams, and work toward fulfilling them, even if it scares you. Find a way to enrich the world. You don't have to do something big and flashy, but as you begin to give, you will discover there are infinite ways to do philanthropy. After I gave a talk in a church setting, a woman came up to me and she said she wanted to give, but she didn't have the resources I had. I didn't know her very well, but I did know that she was a very caring person, and I said something about everyone doing what he or she can, etc. In retrospect, what I wish I had said was that I didn't have the resources of Bill and Melinda Gates, that it didn't matter what we had as long as we gave something. Time and talent are often as helpful as money. Bill and I recently heard a former homeless man tell a story about living on the streets. He said every Thursday, 2 college students would come with tuna fish sandwiches. They would sit down, eat, have lunch with him, and talk to him. He said that was the best thing that happened to him every week. Those short visits meant more to him than big dinners during the holidays. The people supplying those dinners came once or twice a year and then disappeared. The students came every week for years. You, yes, all of you, can make the world a better place with your time, your talent, and your money. The only thing I remember from my own college graduation was the advice to read 1 book a month. Well, I think that's still good advice. But if you remember only one thing from your commencement speech, let it be this: Gandhi's directive, be the change you wish to see in the world. That is the best advice ever given. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Again, congratulations, and we wish you well with the rest of your life.